Hi everyone, this is Jay again, insect scientist and insect cartoonist. And this is the second video in our series on how to draw a bee. And now we're tackling the middle segment, or middle portion of a bee's body, an insect's body in general, the thorax. Lots of exciting stuff going on in the thorax, so let's dive right in. So the thorax, I usually will block out as just a large roundish shape. The thorax, evolutionarily, really comes from three fused segments, which I don't normally draw, but I'm going to draw them right now to make a point. All right, the thorax is the place where we find all the ambulatory apparatus of an insect. So the walking and flying bits are found here. Let's take a look first at the wings. The wings, we find a pair of wings that come off the middle segment here, middle region, the mesothorax, and another set of wings that come off the back region here, also known as the metathorax. All right. Likewise, each one of these different segments contains two pairs of legs. Now I'm going to start by blocking off the first little nubbins of the leg. That is called the coxa. And so I'm going to do this. This is the bee's left side, and then we're going to know that there are coxa over there as well. Okay. The coxa have an inflection point then with a small region known as the trochanter, which I'll be honest with you, I don't ever draw it. It's just a little bitty thing. And then we have the femur. I'm going to draw this in perspective, sort of coming up here on the front leg. Femur comes out like this, and then the leg bends again, and it bends into a region called the tibia. So I'll draw tibias coming off of here. And then finally, we have the tarsus, and this is a region coming off here, ending in two tarsal claws down there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regions essentially. Now, when I draw a bee, although there are differences, I make this first set of legs and the second set of legs look essentially the same. Okay, which with little claws. Now, the back leg here has some special evolutionary modifications for a bee's lifestyle. So what you find is that the tibia is much wider, especially in females. And there is a section of the tarsus called the basitarsus right underneath that that's also widened. And then we get the tarsus coming off here with this. Now, this region right here, as we're going to see, this is the pollen basket. So if you were to ever watch honeybees as they fly in from the field, what you would see is that they've got multicolored little packets of pollen that they are carrying, and they carry them on that back leg. All right, so I'm going to try to get the other legs in the back here blocked in. All right, good. So now, as we move to doing some inking, this portion of the bee's body is covered with hairs, so I've cracked out the brush that handles the hairs, but you can obviously do hairs with any type of brush. Right, so we'll give it a sort of a hairy appearance. That hair can be pretty useful in helping the bee hold on to heat. Honeybees are sometimes referred to, or in common parlance, as being cold-blooded, but they're capable of, with their flight muscles, which I'll show you in just a second, of warming their body up. And in fact, in the cool mornings, they will come out of the hive, and if it's a little chilly out, they will start vibrating the muscles in this massive thorax. And those vibrations will help warm the bee up so that it has enough warmth to actually operate its muscles and fly off. Right? So I'm going to outline our legs with sort of a heavy line weight technical pen. And I'm doing this a little quicker than I probably normally would because I realize that, you know, you guys don't want to sit around and watch a 20-minute movie of me drawing legs on insects. So, okay. You see tarsus, like that. And then I'll probably pick a lighter line weight to do the legs on the other side, because that's my cheap way of suggesting depth and distance. Got to put that coxa in there. Okay, and there we go. All right. All right, so those are the legs. I'm going to draw in the tarsal segments. And then this, we have hairs all over the bee's body, so we'll stick in hairs, not probably as many as exist, but enough to give the impression. Now, in my book, The Way of the Hive, which comes out April 20th and is available anywhere good fine books are sold, not that I'm trying to make a sale here, I didn't actually draw all the hairs because, I don't know, I think I'm kind of lazy. Maybe that's what it was. But here we have in this back, this tibia and the basic tarsus, this pollen basket. And it's really hairy because you've got to pack in all of that pollen. Okay, so those are the walking bits. Let's look at the flying bits. The wings pop off here, the back of the honeybee. I'm going to draw them slightly up. And the wings are evolutionarily, I think the current theory on their evolution is that they are originally derived from gill tissue of some ancient primordial winged insect. The way the wings work is once the honeybee spreads the wings, there are muscles inside the thorax. I'm going to draw them in here with my blue pencil. Some muscles that go from the top to the bottom, and other muscles that go from front to back. All right? And the way this works is that these muscles contract. That makes the whole box sort of flattened, and it lifts the wings up in the air. And then these muscles contract, and these stretch out, making the thorax short and squatty, and then the wings come back down. And so when a bee is flying, their thorax is actually oscillating like crazy to make their wings move up and down. All right, which is pretty cool. Let's give the legs some color. All right. So we've got the appropriate weight. Now, the other thing that's interesting about the thorax is that when those muscles and when those flight muscles are beating, they're actually warming the honeybee's blood. The blood of a honeybee is referred to as hemolymph. Now, honeybees, like most insects, well, all insects for the most part, they have what we refer to as an open circulatory system. Now, you, assuming you're human and watching this video, you have a closed circulatory system. That means your blood is all trapped in blood vessels. For a honeybee, their blood is just sort of sloshing around. Now, there are some tricks that they've got for moving blood around to the appropriate locations, but for the most part, it's open. They do have a heart, though, and the heart is a tube that runs through the back of this. And so as this blood is getting warmed here in the thorax, this heart is pumping the blood through a circuit in the body. Okay? All right. So we've got legs, wings, pumping blood, cool muscles that are contracting all over the place. This is a bee that's ready to take off. We're only missing one thing, and that's the abdomen. And it's a pretty important one, as anyone who's ever been stung can clearly testify. So in our next video, we're going to look at how to draw the abdomen of a honeybee.